Hello? You must be Nellie's younger and more beautiful sister.
Come, Giovanni, Nellie, let's remove ourselves to a place with better air.
Boy, doesn't this present a delightful choice? Beauty or the beast? Oh, riches. How to decide?
But never fear, the end is near at last. It's not forever, but such a bore. This show is subpar, a real snore. Tomorrow's reviews will stink. It's not forever. I need a drink. If you like
Act 1 scene. Off the chair and on the making. Setting. River people in a real package.
It's amazing how many it's supposed to be 3 years. We need Joe.
Hold hands. Joe, get your butt out here.
Hi, Travis. We love you. Continue with the coaching.
Now, Frankie.
few hours on a Sunday morning. Instead, they go and pass these dang laws that forbid us from serving beer and allow the church to use our place for free until noon.
That was a bad law.
Yeah, kind of makes you blue, don't it?
Here goes this week's profits.
I got that right. Say, Johnny, where have all the cowboys gone? How come they don't come round here no more? Maybe your girls ain't pretty enough no more.
It ain't the girls. It ain't the beer. There just ain't no more cowboys. There ain't no more outlaws. Heck, there hardly ain't no more six-shooters.
Oh, man, I know it ain't your fault. But where did all them cowboys go, anyway?
I heard they all broke their backs on some mountain.
I gotta tell you, it's a pretty sorry reflection upon our society that the church can bring in more people to our saloon than, well, billiards.
Hey, good morning, Frankie. Good morning, Johnny.
Good morning, Padre Penzance.
You know, if you'd like to say why we got more customers than you should stop in and see it for yourself. Look, listen, there's the morning red-eye from the East Coast. I guess I'll have to be getting the church ready for the new arrivals. What are you interested in seeing our main attraction?
Sure, what can we lose?
Oh. Hey, Stinky, where's Roberto? Oh, that's all right. He's got to get ready for his job. What's the matter, Stinky? You hungry? You want to eat? I'm sorry, Stinky. I ain't got no more money. Hey, don't you worry, Stinky. We're going to find the first person that will come by. They're going to help us. You going to help us too? That's great. After all, who heads on better than one, eh? Hey, Stinky! Those are my lucky numbers! Come on, they're gonna come up with a train now!
Excuse me, miss.
Why, I never. My, you're quite pretty.
Oh, you mean this? I'm on my way to church choir, and I'm late. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Wait, I didn't get your name.
I say, is it me or did my shadow have anchovies for breakfast this morning?
Funny you should have mentioned a breakfast. My brother and I were just discussing it.
I see. What were you planning on dining on? Me?
Oh, no. Hey, what's the matter for you? Wipe that smile off your face. He thinks you want to eat him.
Look, I hate to interrupt this finishing school lesson, but I'm a very busy man. Can either of you fellas tell me how to get to the oil fields from here?
Oil fields? What are you talking about, oil fields?
Well, after all, this is Laredo, Texas, isn't it?
Oh, no, boss. This ain't no Laredo, Texas. This is Aredo, Texas.
Aredo? I've never heard of Aredo.
Sure, it was started by a bunch of guys a few years back.
A bunch of guys? What do you mean, a bunch of guys?
I don't know, boss. All I know is a couple of months before they started the town of Aredo, the sheriff of Laredo, he told these bunch of guys, you get the hell out of Laredo.
And you're sure there's no oil in Laredo? After all, they made a kiln in oil in Laredo. Folks, in 1920, Oliver Winfield Killam, after selling all of his personal property, giving up a promising political career, moved his family lock, stock, and barrel to Laredo, Texas.
OOW's first rig was a dry hole, but the Killam Oil Company's second rig struck it big. So big, in fact, that they currently own over 284 wells, in addition to thousands of acres of commercial, industrial, and residential real estate. You might say that OOW made a killing in Laredo.
So if you don't mind, we'd like to try those lines again.
I don't know, boss. It was just a bunch of guys. All I know is a couple of months before they started the town of Laredo, the sheriff of Laredo, he told this bunch of guys, you get the hell out of Laredo.
I see. And you're sure there's no oil in Laredo? After all, they made a kill 'em in oil in Laredo.
You know, I'm not too sure about that.
Yes, well, it's been nice meeting you. I think that both of you, but I've got to get to the oil fields.
Hey, ladies, I think we better try and find our luggage. It's got to be around here somewhere.
You know want to go to Laredo.
Oh, yes, I do.
Oh, no, you don't.
I most certainly do.
You really don't want to go there.
And why, my good Samaritan, do I not want to go there?
Because they're going to take all of your money.
Exactly. They take all my money. I get all that land. I get all the oil out of that land, sell the oil, get more money to buy more land, and keep doing this over and over again until finally I'm so wealthy I can hire someone to explain this to you.
You gonna give them your money and they gonna give you the land, but there ain't no oil in that land.
No oil. How do you know that?
Because of my brother here, he has what do they call the 60 cents.
I see. What does he use? A pool cue?
No. He uses that to play a pool in the saloon. Hey, you want to know is a secret or no?
Well, of course I do. After all, I'm not a speculator. I'm an investor.
You an investor?
Yes, I'm a genuine, red-blooded American investor.
Well then, that's a totally different.
It is.
Yeah, we only work for an investors.
Oh, so now you're working for me?
Oh, no, we don't work for you.
Well, why not? What does it cost to hire you two Einsteins?
You can't afford us.
How do I know that? I just asked how much it costs.
You really can't afford us.
Well, of course. Yes.
But I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. Since you knew to Texas, we're gonna give you a break. We're gonna be you consultant.
Oh, my consultants. Well, this is my lucky day. But how much?
You really can't afford it, so we just charge you a retainer fee. How much you got on you anyways?
$150.
Holy macaroni, what a coincidence! That's exactly how much a retainer fee is.
Of course, yes indeed. But how am I supposed to afford to eat and sleep?
What's the matter, boss? You ain't got no more money.
Didn't I just tell you all I had was $150?
How much you think you need?
Oh, I don't know, $50 or so.
What do you think? What do you mean you know it's Russ him? I know he's a funny-looking guy, but he's a really nice man. After all, he make us his consultant. Okay, stop your shouting. I'll ask you. Me and Stinky, we talk about your problem, and we come up with an idea. We think we're gonna give you a loan.
A loan? Now wait just a minute. A couple of minutes ago, that very same money was in my pocket. Can't we work this out some other way?
Okay, we make you a partner. You gonna stay with us. We live up this way.
But wait just a minute. I don't even know your names.
Oh, I'm a Pedro. This is a Stinky.
Yes, the strong silent type.
Oh, yeah.
And you, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but your parents aren't from around here, are they?
Oh, we're orphans. We don't know who our parents are.
I know, but you misunderstand. You weren't born around here. They weren't born around here.
No. We never knew our papa.
Well, what about your mother?
She's a no from here.
I know that. Where is she from?
Hey, how you know our mama's a no from here? You work for the FBI?
No, I have to spell it out for you. It's your accent. It gives it away.
It's that obvious?
Well, yeah. She's a foreigner, right?
See, she's a no from here.
Well, where's she from?
Hoboken!
Hoboken? You say she's from Hoboken?
What you expect to say?
Now I'm only going to tell you this one more time. And listen, Mr. Cash. Cachet. Well, okay, Mr. Cachet. Like I was saying, there ain't nothing you can do about it. I got to fix that there engine. It's going to take me at least 24 hours.
You mean I have to stay here overnight in this dusty, flea-bitten town?
Yes, sir. You have no other option.
I have to get to New York City do. Overcharge my renters, steal suckers from babies.
Porter, boy, yes, you, come here, take my bag. Oh, my, excuse me, you're having trouble with that bag? Yeah. You know what I always say, the feistier the better. Perhaps she has a rich uncle. Or better yet, maybe she herself is a rich widow.
Giovanni, are you sure this is the place?
I'm positive this is where he sings, Mrs. Smith.
Oh, Giovanni, please let him sing my opera.
Now that would make no sense at all, Mrs. Smith. The Macaroni Kid sings only classic opera.
Oh, but will he agree to come sing for you?
Well, who wouldn't want to sing in New York's most famous opera house?
Wait for it.
And did I fail to mention New York's richest opera house?
You know where this is going.
But Uncle Giovanni.
Yes, didn't I tell you I could spot him a mile away? Excuse me, my name is Edward J. Cachet, and I couldn't help but notice how lovely you are.
As I was saying, we don't know that the Opera House is rich in its tradition and famous for its history, but this is the 1920s, and opera is so 1910.
Oh, Dolly, I know we may not be rich financially, but with the rich also the Mr. Smythe, and through the graciousness and generosity of his lovely widow, Mrs. Smythe.
Hello. You must be Nellie's younger, more beautiful sister.
Come, Giovanni, Melanie, let's remove ourselves to a place with better air.
Well, doesn't this present a delightful choice? Beauty or the beast? Riches. How to decide? Yes. Yes. There it is. As villain, I don't have to decide. I can have them both. Now to lay out my plans. Now listen, folks, as the story is told. I once was a boy you would think slime and gold. It's a wonder how I ever got parole for juvenile delinquency. My mother herself, she disowned me. She threw me right out on my bum. You would think that I hit rock bottom, but no, for I knew that my time soon would come.
Deceitful in so many ways, that dastardly villain we know as Cachet. Conniving and scheming is true what they say, and he wrote evil for Donnies. Error in cash,
Cachet.
on widows and orphans he loves to prey. Another's misfortune will brighten his day, for evil is his middle name.
As a villain, there's no one my equal. I've written each trick in the book. Take advantage of this special offer tonight. You can buy one for only $1.
Evil, deceitful in so many ways, that dastardly villain we know as Cachet. Conniving and scheming, it's true what they say, and he wrote evil for Donnies.
Given the chance, some sucker I'll do.
There's no question how low this villain will stoop.
And if plans go wrong, I will just buy the coup.
Our hero, the villain Cachet.
A career as a villain is easy. Just heed my advice in the book. Any dummy can make a career change tonight. It's a steal now for only $1.
He's evil, deceitful in so many ways, that dastardly villain we know as Cachet. Conniving and scheming is true what they say, and he wrote evil for Donnies.
Currently being used
and thank the Lord by singing Amazing Grace as led by our own Macaroni Kid. dropped Roberto off at the orphanage. Just in case Roberto finds his mother.
Oh, Padre, that is so sad. I just know.
I'm so sorry to hear about little Roberto, Padre. Is there anything we could do to help the little feller, short of teaching him how to sing, of course?
Of course. Well, yes. You see, I realize that my church is a limited venue. Well, I was hoping that, you find it in your heart to let Roberto sing in your saloon. After all, he may bring you the same what has brought me.
Padre, you got yourself a deal.
Temperance folks do crowd assembly, temperance folks do crowd assembly, you needn't think we care.
Taco and 110 poverty, 110 poverty, 110 poverty. Taco and 110 poverty.
That we suppose.
I would like to know what's all this fuss about. It's really nothing new. They hold their meetings round eternity. I wonder what they'll do.
Forward, friends, hurrah! We'll join the glorious parade. We'll hoist our flag and on to victory. Church shall gain today.
They stick the pledge, these green teetotalers, green teetotalers, green teetotalers. Stick the pledge, these green teetotalers beneath each ruby nose. I'm not the one to lose my liberty, lose my liberty, lose my liberty. Not the one to lose my liberty, I will give to spare.
There's white doves out with smiling faces. We stand up, let's today. We are free rations to the jump for joy.
We pass our pledge this way, and forward, friends, hurrah! We'll join the glorious parade. We'll hoist our flag and on to victory. Church shall gain today. I wish these folks would cease to pity me, cease to pity me, cease to pity me. Wish these folks would cease to pity me. Not yet quite that bad. They come to search my once fat saddlebag, once fat saddlebag, once fat saddlebag. Come to search my once fat saddlebag. Hardly nothing left.
My vest I know is rather seedy, and my skirt is tattered too. My right foot goes before my boot,
And the left one wears my shoe. And forward, friends, hurrah! We'll join the glorious parade. We'll hoist our flag and on to victory. Church shall gain the day.
For the crowd. Spelling. Pedro teaching Roberto's modest home.
Oh, give me a hole where the buffalo roam, and I'll show you a dirty house. Who's he? Another brother?
Oh, no, boss. He's no our brother. He's somebody else's brother.
Well, what's he doing here?
Oh, he stays here with us. He's an orphan, too.
Well, why is he so mopey? You two bring such cheer into a room, or in this case, should I say, into a closet.
He's very sad. He misses his mama so much. He would do anything to get her back.
Well, don't keep me in suspense. Aren't you going to introduce me?
Oh, right. Where are my manners? Roberto and Cletus. Cletus, Roberto.
Doesn't he have a last name, or can't he afford one?
Sure, he got a last name.
Well, don't keep me in suspense.
Oh, you want to know his last name?
I don't know why else I would have asked.
That's a simple. It's a Roberto.
No, wait, that's what you told me his first name was. I want to know his last name.
I already tell you, it's a Roberto.
All right, so his last name's Roberto. Then what's his first name?
What's the matter for you? You got a wax in your ears. I already tell you, it's a Roberto.
Now, wait just a minute. You said his first name's Roberto.
Si.
And his last name's Roberto.
Si.
So his full name is Roberto.
Si.
I'll strike one for not having to think too hard.
Now look, you wake him up and you go and talk it to him.
This one does talk, I assume?
Sure, he talk. We all talk, right, Stinky? Now you do a talk, me and a Stinky, we gotta go outside and talk to some business. Come on, Stinky. Hey, Stinky, I got us some good news and I got us some not so good news. First, the good news. We buy us some land to look for the oil. Now, the not so good news. The land, she's a got no oil. Now, the really not so good news. You know the money that Cletus give us to buy the land? Well, I spend it all. No, not on the land. I spend it before I buy the land. Oh, don't you worry, Stinky. I got good news, and I got some not so good news. First, the good news. I borrowed the money to buy the land. Yeah, now the not so good news. The money, I borrowed the money from a man named Cash. Mr. Edward J. Cash. Oh, okay, Cash. Oh, Stinky, what are we gonna do? We got no money, we got no oil, and Mr. Cash, he wants us to pay him back right away.
Hey, no, Stinky, you gotta come see me. I'm sitting at the saloon now. And look, they gave me an advance. Pedro, you're the most honest person I know. Would you hold on to that for me?
Why, sure, I better do anything for you. Hey, come, let's go pay off a Cash. Cash, right away before he forecloses. Come on, Stinky.
Oh! It's waiting your pardon, man. Oh, I mean, excuse me, miss.
Oh, it's you again. I thought yours was over.
Oh, it is. I'm sitting at the saloon now.
Wait, your name?
It's Roberto.
Roberto what?
Roberto.
You said that already.
Hey, where'd everybody go?
If I'm lying, I'm dying. Said it. Inside the saloon.
When Louis came home to Buckland, he hung up his coat and his hat. He gazed all around but no white meat found, and he said, "We're just crossing the air." And down on the table he spied. He read it just once and he cried. It said, "Louis dear, it's too slow for me, so I think I will go for a ride."
Oh, no, let's not sing it one more time. I've got a better idea. Why doesn't everyone join in on the chorus? And when I say everyone, I mean everyone. A one, a two, a meet me in St. Louis, Louis. Meet me at the fair. Don't tell me the lights are shining any place but there. We will dance a hoochie coochie. I will be your tootsie wootsie. If you will meet me in St. Louis, Louis, meet me at the fair. but shoes are one of their specialties.
I didn't know that.
You trying to tell me a sophisticated woman like yourself has never heard of the St. Louis Arch?
They called him Macaroni!
Oh, the humanity, the humanity. Frankie, can you turn it off, please? I'll give you everything I own.
No need, sir. I got everything I want.
Yes, I can see that, but you must be serving an awful lot of God's wine for these folks to help keep them from hearing Mr. Farthest thing you can get from ambient noise over there. Or do they just drink to drown him out?
Are you kidding? Why, he is the reason that they're here.
Come again?
Why, he's the Macaroni Kid.
Yes, and I'm your old kosher deli. What's the pasta boy here got to do with all these reasons?
Haven't you heard the story? Why, he's singing to find his mama. Folks here take such pity upon him that they endure his singing so that he can get the word out there.
And does this Macaroni Kid have a manager?
A manager? You must be Padre Penzance.
Ah, the Padre, yes. Tell me, would you ask the Padre and the Kid to come over and have a drink with me? Tell them I've got a proposition for them.
Sure, no problem.
There's room for only one scoundrel. That's me. There must be an angle in this somewhere for me. I just have to figure out what it is.
Boys, come on over. Take buy you a drink. Padre, you prefer a sarsaparilla. After all, it is Sunday.
Oh, yes, me son, it is Sunday, but it is also afternoon.
I wouldn't want to ruin my voice. Son, that train's already left the station.
No, it ain't. But the problem's almost fixed. They say that it's going to be leaving in about an hour.
Well, never mind that. Look, boys, I've got a proposition for you. Now, Kid, I understand you're trying to find your long-lost mother, right?
Why, sure.
And Padre, I understand you've boy here to find his long-lost mother.
Well, sure, certainly.
Well, if you two agree to make me your manager, I promise to help both of you.
How?
Well, Padre, you gave the Kid here a chance to sing in this saloon because, well, your church just didn't hold enough people. Well, I'm here to tell you that there are more saloons, bigger saloons out there all over this entire country that are just aching to hear the strains. And when I say strains, you know what I mean. Of the Macaroni Kid here, who, after all, just trying to find his long-lost mother.
But you've heard him sing. And the folks here, they know his story. That's why it tugs at their hearts like it does. But, and they're willing to forgive his canare. But you know, the others, well, they be expecting more. They'll be unforgiven. Well, they'll destroy him and every hope he has.
Well, look, we're all grown men here. Maybe that's not the best way to put it. But we can all face reality. And the reality is, people want to hear Caruso. So we let them hear Caruso. How? What are you, part Indian? Look, boys, these saloons are so big, they're more like concert halls. In fact, people need spyglasses just to see your face. And your voice, they don't hear what comes out of your mouth. No sirree, you sing into this thing called a microphone. And the sound comes out of these black boxes called speakers that are hundreds of feet away from you.
So what's this all mean?
It means, my dear Padre, that the audience isn't going to be able to tell if the Kid here is a tenor or a tortellini. Anything we put through those speakers is what they're going to believe to be the Macaroni Kid. So if the audience wants to hear Caruso, we simply play a Caruso record. The Kid here mouths the words and bingo! The audience throws roses!
Are you sure they won't be able to tell?
Oh, ye of little faith! These things are first generation. And by first generation, I mean Thomas Alva Edison himself stamped the invoice. The audience really won't be able to tell if the Kid's a tenor or a tortellini.
But ain't this just like lying? And ain't lying a sin?
Padre, you taught him well.
Well, what act could be greater than honoring your mother and your father?
And the theater is for acting. And what are actors other than very convincing liars? In fact, the better they are at lying, the more people will pay to see them. Now you two go out and think about it, and kid, from now on, forget this Roberto thing. You're just the Macaroni Kid. The other part will just confuse them.
Okay, we'll do it, Mr. Firewood, but first I need to be taking care of some Paris business.
Time is money, Padre. What's this business?
Oh, it's nothing you can help with, really. It's just that I've been working on the funeral of a local prominent businessman who passed away recently. Well, an issue seems to be holding it up.
What issue is that?
Oh, well, we can't come up with anything to write on his tombstone. This was a very intelligent man, and he'd be wanting some impeccable truth written on his tombstone to let people know he was speaking directly to them.
How about forgive me for not standing?
Bills, all these bills I can't pay. What can I do? I really need this amazing Macaroni Kid, the operatic cowboy. He can solve all my problems. I'll do anything to get a hold of him.
Excuse me, I couldn't help it over here, but are you looking for the Macaroni Kid?
Well, yes. Hello there. Yes. Do you know where I can find him?
This is your lucky day, my friend. I happen to be his manager.
Thank you. Thank you. And you are?
Cletus T. Firewood.
Cletus T. Firewood, as in Captain Cletus T. Firewood? I know how much?
Oh, yeah? Well, you'll never prove any of it.
Captain Firewood, my patron is going to meet you for lunch. Perhaps you could join us. You see, Mrs. Smythe is so intent on having her opera performed, and I am trying to convince her to forego that and back my opera. And I need the Macaroni Kid to do that.
Well, I'm not too sure about lunch. I normally charge expensive.
Well, anything. I'll even get you a date with number 12 on Deal or No Deal.
Excuse me while I go freshen up.
Waitress.
You are a fine-looking gentleman. How may I help?
My, they grow pretty in Texas, don't they? I would like a table for 4, please.
Well, why don't you just take this one right here?
A table for 4 with 3 chairs. Also Bloomfield with my
Excuse me, but am I in heaven or did they let the angels come to earth today?
Oh, please, Mr.
Captain Cletus T. Firewood, at your service, madam.
Oh, how formal.
And if I do say so myself, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Oh, but she's not my daughter.
My dear, let's cut to the chase. I have an important luncheon engagement, but would you dine with me?
Oh, of course I will.
Excellent, we'll meet at my place. It's just down the road. You can't miss it. Come to think of it, you can miss it. But if you need directions, just refer to your script. It's on page 32. Or is it page 33? I can never keep that straight. Just a moment, I have it right here. There it is, page 33, clear as a bell. Until we meet again later, my dear. Au revoir, mon chéri.
Ah, Mrs. Smythe, Miss Whitfield. Cachet.
Mr. Cachet, what a pleasant surprise.
Ah, as with me, Mrs. Smythe. So tell me, what brings you to this, place?
Why, Mr. Rigatoni wanted to meet us here.
Oh, really? What an odd request. Tell me, do you always follow this rigatoni fellow around? What's his game?
His game?
Yes, what's he after? Your money?
You silly thing. You've got it all wrong. It is I who am after something. I would like Mr. Rigatoni to produce my opera.
1,000 pardons, ma'am. I was led to believe he was seeking your wealth to fund his opera house.
Oh, he is. But I'd also like him to produce the opera I've written. It's about a mother calling for her long-lost son.
Oh, do tell.
Hey, you tell the girls the directions to our house?
I'd meet her here. This might be my best opportunity to find my mama. What are you all doing here?
We tell the girls to meet us here. We want them to be impressed by our house.
I thought I'd be more comfortable being interviewed in my own home. But I'm expecting a visitor, a very notable guest.
It's somebody on the party.
Oh, that's me. Come on in.
I thought you two were going to eat out.
It's enough for me. It's for Stinky. He's a growing boy.
Excuse me, sir. Would you like one or two egg rolls?
I'll take the one and 2 egg rolls.
Would you like fried rice or noodles?
Fried rice and 2 egg rolls.
Giovanni, looking for Cletus.
Rigatoni, where have you been? Come in.
Where have I been? Why didn't you join us for lunch?
Well, actually, I was struck by a better offer, and I'm expecting her here any minute.
Mr. Firewood, you don't understand the magnitude of my situation. I simply must have the Macaroni Kid perform my opera.
Excuse me, Rigatoni. What was that?
Somebody order a plumber.
Oh, that's me.
I order a plumber.
Come on in. I mean, somebody's expecting you. What's going on here? Look, buddy, I'd love to help you, but I've considered this carefully, and I really think that your audience is entirely too sophisticated to be duped by to fully appreciate the Macaroni Kid. I don't believe that I can, in good conscience, expose my client to that sort of risk. It could permanently damage his psyche, and, well, you know how important psyche is to performers.
But Firewood, without the Macaroni Kid, my opera could die.
Look, buddy, I'd love to help you, but my hands are tied. By the way, why does it have to be an opera house? I hear vaudevilles really packing them in. Opera's a dinosaur.
Oh, Mr. Firehouse, please!
Excuse me.
Oh, you're the reporter.
Yeah, can you tell me where I can find the Macaroni Kid?
Come on in, he's here somewhere. You might even be standing on him. I don't know.
Mr. Firewood, I am prepared to offer you $50,000. Would you kindly just talk to the kid?
Well, certainly. Yeah, just a moment. Not now, Rigatoni. No can do.
Nicky, are you in there?
Mr. Cash.
Cachet!
Buddy, call yourself whatever you want. I'm a very busy man. State your business.
Where's Stinky? He owes me money.
Well, if that's your business, the line's a lot longer than what you see here. But feel free to come in and look for him. He could be here most any place. Yes?
We're here.
Hey, Stinky, the girls are here. Come on in, the girls. I'm here to tune the piano.
How could I have forgotten? Yes, come on in, but if you can fish a piano out of this place, you're going to have to throw it back. The season doesn't start for another week.
Mr. Cachet plots his villainous scheme, starting inside the saloon.
My dear Mrs. Smythe, I may call you Mrs. Smythe, mayn't I?
Why, yes, of course you may.
But after all, we have only just met.
Oh, which is precisely why we should keep things formal, Mr. Firewood.
I think let's get married right here, right now.
They're getting married in the morning. Ding dong, the bells are gonna chime. Pull up the stopper. Let's have a whopper. But get them to the church on time.
But, Mr. Firewood, as you say, we've only just met. Besides, it's too early for me to even start thinking about...
Ah, yes, Mr. Smythe. God rest his soul. How long has it been?
Oh, I lost Charles more than 20 years ago.
Well, what are we waiting for, my dear? It's a sin to let all this beauty waste away.
Why, Mr. Firewood, it will take more than poetry to win me. Now, Charles always stimulated my mind. He was so philosophical.
Philosophical, eh? Here I am channeling Adonis, and she wants Aristotle. All right, it's philosophy she wants. It's philosophy she will get. My dear, Since my freshman days, I have yearned for someone to share intimate philosophical discourse.
Oh, really? Do tell.
But as you say, I said, we have only just met. I'm not sure we're ready to take such a big step.
Oh, well, I understand.
However, under the current circumstances, mainly you've been pining away for 29 years, I would be looking for philosophical conversation. I would be remiss to not share with you some of the ponderous questions that so perplexed my classmates.
Oh, yes, please go on.
As I gaze at you, I can't help but wonder if a rose is a rose is a rose. By any other name would that name be Mrs. Charles Smythe?
There you go with that poetry again.
Ah, poetry, but what is poetry other than philosophy with a practical purpose?
Why, yes, I can see that. I apologize, Mr. Firewood.
Please, call me please.
Mr. Firewood, you promised me philosophy, not flirting. What other questions have you pondered?
Have you ever wondered what a head sings as it goes bouncing down the street?
No.
Isn't it obvious? I ain't got no body. Consider this important question. If time flies like the wind, why then do fruit flies like bananas?
I don't know. I've never really thought
Of
about
course you haven't. You've been too busy mourning a lifelong past, selfishly ignoring these and other important questions like, if all Greeks are mortal and Socrates is Greek, is it not true that all Greeks are Socrates? A man walks up to you on the street and says, I'm lying. Do you believe him?
Oh, wait. You're going too fast. I need to catch up.
Ah, excellent, my dear. You see, the sooner you fall behind, the more time you'll have to catch up.
Oh, stop. Please stop. I admit it. I had forsaken philosophy for a self-indulgent quest. Cletus, can you ever forgive me?
If 'twere up to me, my dear, of course the answer would be yes. But alas, it twisn't. Dispensation falls outside my realm, but if you'd like to pursue the matter, I can get the preachers.
Hey! I saw you take that card from your sleeve! You accusing me of cheating?
Calm down, Dad. He's just talking.
I ain't just talking. I'm calling you out!
Hey, wait a minute. Would you two guard players hold it down over there? Can't you see I'm busy pitching move?
Settle down, boys. It's just a game.
Ain't just a game. This here environment is just spoiling my reputation, and a man ain't nothing without his reputation. You accepting my challenge, or are you just gonna gab? Yeah. First you call me a cheater. Now you calling me chicken. Why?
Hey, come on, fellas, hold it down. I'm serenading my sweetheart here. Let's show a little respect, huh?
It doesn't draw.
Oh, wait. Oh, you're talking to him. Excuse me.
We've never seen this guy before. He could be the fastest draw in the West.
Well, we're just gonna have to find out, ain't we?
Well. Looks like you two boys want to provide with some free entertainment. All right, in that case, we're going to have to do this by the book. You over here. And you over here. Now, on the count of 3, you're going to draw. Holding. Folks, I'm not sorry you got to see this, but this is the West, and, well, the West has got to do what the West has got to do. All right, stand back, and for crying out loud, everybody try to stay low. You might want to heed that advice, too. Ready? 1, 2, 3, draw.
I draw funny. I ain't done yet. There. I know it ain't no good, but I just wanted to hurry up and get her done.
What is it?
Oh, nothing, just a picture of the ceiling.
Of the ceiling? Well, then who's this old guy with the beard?
Oh, I know it ain't no good, but that's supposed to be the Lord Almighty.
The Lord Almighty? Well, what is this he's pointing at in the corner?
Oh, I must have going to nothing. You see that other guy there in the picture?
Oh, yeah, now I see it. It looks like the Lord Almighty's finger is almost touching the finger of the other guy. Hey, who is this other guy?
Well, that's supposed to be Adam. I know it ain't no good, but it's supposed to be a metaphor for creation.
I think it's really good. What do you think, the bunny or the creation? Well, then, by unanimous decision, the winner is the creation.
Now, wait a damn burn minute. I drew first. My bunny should be the winner.
Now, if there's one thing we've learned in the real West, fastest straw almost always loses. And do you remember why?
I know, because he doesn't take the time and concept.
Say, Padre, how about we put that there drawing up in the church?
Oh, no, me doctor. We've already got all the earthwork we need.
How about that there second church we built?
Oh, I'm sorry, that one is filled up as well. In fact, nearly all of our churches have got all the artwork we need. Well, let me think. At least the first 15. As I recall, there's some room on the ceiling of the 16th chapel.
Nellie, there's something very serious I have to talk to you about, and I hope you'll understand. You know how I almost promised your parents that I would watch out for you? Well, in so doing, I'm afraid that I have neglected myself. And I'm afraid I'm going to lose everything, and I can understand why you'll never want to speak to me.
Oh, pardon the interruption. But what would you give to have the Macaroni Kid sing at your opera house?
Well, you know, I'd give anything.
I would consider anything.
Anything?
Well, yes, anything, but without Mrs. Smythe backing, I'm afraid I can't offer you much.
Oh, you can offer plenty. And don't worry about Mrs. Smythe. I can take care of her. And it won't cost you a cent as long as the show makes money. Otherwise, you lose your collateral.
Collateral? What could I offer you as collateral?
Not much, just the opera house.
The opera house? Not the opera house!
Yes, the opera house.
Nellie, it's just a building.
Ah, but from you, my dear, I shall expect much more. Mr. Rigatoni, to seal this deal, all I ask for is the hand of your niece in holy matrimony.
Don't do it.
Dream, dream, dream!
I repeat, sir, all I need to seal this deal is the hand of your niece in holy matrimony.
I can't do that.
Then I walk away and you lose everything.
Uncle, please! If it means not losing the opera house, I am indebted to you for so much already. This is a burden I must regrettably take.
Oh, Nellie.
Uncle Giovanni, sometimes life just doesn't turn out the way you expect.
Excellent. Meet me at the train in 15 minutes.
You can!
Hold that thought, Mrs. Smythe. Yes?
Look, you're stepping on my turf. Stay away from Mrs. Smythe.
But I thought you were interested in the young one.
Well, she's mine too.
You're planning to marry both of them?
Exactly.
That's big of you.
Big of me? This is Cletus, Roberto is planning to sing at the saloon this evening. It's a sure bet if these people from New York City hear him, they'll be more than willing to declare him a fraud.
By Jove, you're right. I've got to warn him. My dear, excuse me, but an urgent and unexpected matter has caused me to take my leave.
Mrs. Smythe, would you be interested in seeing your opera performed?
Oh, right, yes. Yes, indeed.
Furthermore, and how would you like to have the Macaroni Kid sing lead in this opera?
Can you do that?
Well, for a modest fee, I can represent you to Rigatoni and get your opera produced.
How much of a small fee?
We'd be partners in everything, so a fee would be ridiculous if you were to agree to be my wife.
Oh, the shark has pretty teeth.
I repeat, a fee would be ridiculous if you were to agree to be my wife.
Are you proposing to me?
Mr. Roberto, come join us in our engagement.
Oh, well, congratulations. But I gotta go see.
Oh, not so fast. Did you know that Mrs. Smythe has written an opera?
Oh, congrats. spaceships. But I gotta go see.
Oh, such an extensive vocabulary. And did you know that this opera takes the story of a mother looking for her long-lost son?
What? Really?
Yes, and furthermore, did you know that Mr. Rigatoni and Mrs. Smythe would like you to sing lead in this opera?
Whoa! Just wait till Cletus finds out.
Oh, so you didn't hear?
Didn't hear what?
Well, Mr. Firewood turned down the offer.
What? Why?
I don't know. Didn't he ask you?
No, I ain't never heard of none of this till now.
Oh, son, far be it from me to say, but I don't think Mr. Firewood has your best interest at heart. Just think, singing in front of the largest stage in the world. Isn't that what you've been wanting all along? And well, Cletus just said no.
Why, that no good Cletus, not by him.
Oh, never mind him. We have a train to catch.
Does anybody see Roberto?
He went to win the cachet and those ladies and met the guy from New York City.
Yeah, boy, was Roberto mad at you.
Right. How come you won't let Roberto sing in New York City? And I thought you always had his best interest at heart.
What I do? The cachet's out to ruin the kid. He doesn't even know what's going on. We've got to stop him. No, we're too late. What are we gonna do now?
Relax, boss. I got a friend. He can fly us there.
I don't know. Charles Lindbergh hasn't even flown solo across the Atlantic yet.
How hard can it be? We're not flying to France. We're only flying to New York City. Besides, Stinky says air travel is the safest form of transportation.
All right, let's go.
As they went for New York, they had a problem to solve. How could they save the macaroni? His career would be dissolved and be the laughing stock. His whole life would not. His friends knew just what he needed. They went to bring him back home. 'Cause life would be the nice and simple, like a plain old pocket comb, because they care, and they like his hair. The cowboy's gone away, his records on the skate, he's never coming home. He's gonna miss the sun in the days to come, when the winter wind begins to blow the ground is covered in the snow. Complete where he will wish to be, right here alone in town. He's gonna miss the sun in the cold dark days to come.
Setting. Backstage at the New York City Opera House. London Bridge is falling down.
Boys and girls together.
Pretty tricked, alive,
Fantastic on the sidewalks of New York.
No, this will never do. Sure, it's bad. It might be a terrible place. But no one will understand it. Not even in English. They might think it's sophisticated. No, this has to be rewritten. I assume the show goes on in 30 minutes. Undeniably, understandably bad. I must find someone to rewrite this. Perhaps this man can help. He looks smart. He can read. Hopefully he's not into truth, justice, and the American way. Excuse me, sir. You don't look like anyone who rewrite his way out of a paper bag. Well, rewrite an opera in 30 minutes. Heck, you probably could do it in 30 hours.
Mrs. Spicer, your opera is so entrancing. It reminds me of my mother. She was so beautiful. You have no idea how much I love my mother.
Oh, Giovanni, I'm sorry. Has she passed?
Oh, no, it's just been such a long time since I've seen her.
What a coincidence. I lost touch with my son years ago. Maybe. Could it be me?
I'm sorry, Mrs. Smythe, I didn't hear what you said.
Nothing. I was just saying the passing of my own son and husband inspired me to write this play.
Oh, I'm sure. And I don't mean to be pertinent, but whatever happened to Mr. Smythe?
Oh, Charles died a hero. Many, many years ago, just after the birth of our son. We spent a summer in our old family villa in Naples. Unfortunately, living in the big city made me forget how raw the frontier was. And a gang of desperados attacked us and stole everything, including our son. When help arrived, Charles, brave but vastly inexperienced in that environment and overwhelmed by numbers, left to go after the thieves. I never saw him or my son again. Oh, this opera is my tribute to their memory.
Attention, everyone!
Wait a minute, Cash.
Cachet!
Oh, very well and good. Wait a minute, Cash. These lyrics are in English, not Italian.
Hello, rigatoni, anybody home? What country are we in?
America.
What language do they speak in America?
It used to be English.
Mr. Cachet, aren't operas supposed to be sung in Italian?
Perhaps in the 19th century, but this is the 20th century. We're in the middle of the biggest revolution of all time, the Industrial Revolution. People work 6 days a week for 60 hours. They don't want to have to work for their entertainment too. They want to relax. Let's not have them sit there and listen and translate at the same time. They want to have fun. Besides, they came to hear the kid here sing, right?
But these words, they're not even the correct translation. Who did you hire to translate this?
Oh, Mrs. Smythe, you are only the author of the opera. Once an opera is produced, we hire people called rewriters. Some of the odds and ends of the author shouldn't have to worry about. Besides, it's all to make the characters more sympathetic to the audience.
But you've even changed the tune at the end of the closing song. That ending means a lot to me.
Oh, the same thing, Mrs. Smythe. The flourish was too fancy. We want to keep things simple.
But my heart went into that flourish.
Oh, Mrs. Smythe, I said I'd produce your opera. I didn't say I'd keep everything the same. Besides, Rigatoni wouldn't want to flop on his hands, now would he?
Well, no, of course
Good,
not.
that's settled then. All right, now where's our star?
Oh, here I am.
Well, kid, you ready for your big act?
I don't know, Mr. Cachet. We just seem to have this all figured
No,
out.
never mind him. He would have had you lie. Now, you don't like to lie, now, do you, kid?
Of course not, Mr. Cachet.
Good. Now, I've written the words so you can read them, right?
Sure.
Oh, and one more thing. You don't sing the first song. You just speak that one through, okay? You can speak clearly, can't you, boy?
I sure can.
Yeah, right. And one more thing. You have to go down to the wardrobe. I've changed your costume for the first number.
But what about this last song here? It sure does seem familiar to me. Have I heard that before?
No, don't meddle with that. No one has seen those words before except the man who wrote them.
Do I talk those words too?
No. You just talk the first song, okay? The audience came here to hear you sing, but if we give it to them too soon, it cheapens the act. Besides, you need to preserve the sanctity of your voice. No, you just speak the first song. The second one now, you belt that one out at the top of your lungs. But don't worry, you don't come in until the third verse. By that time, you could yodel and no one would notice.
All right, you say so, Mr. Cachet, but this last song, it sure does seem familiar to
No,
me.
never mind, kid. Just memorize the words. You're on in a few minutes. I couldn't help but notice you two lovebirds on the screen. Now, keep it up. Keep the kid happy. Let's go to the show. It's over.
That was not an act! Unlike yours, you filthy liar! I heard you propose to Mrs. Smythe!
Oh, Nellie, you wronged me. Really you do. I had to say something, didn't I? I mean, we need her money. Or do you want your uncle to lose his opera house?
It doesn't matter. I don't love you. I love Roberto! Roberto! You do love me, right?
You betcha!
Do you love me enough to marry me?
Sure, baby, but you know I can't do that till I find my mama.
house.
Well, if it involves you and a catapult, I'm in.
No, that's not gonna work. We ain't got no springs. Here's what I think. We sneak around the back, we pretend we're newspaper reporters, and a bingo, they let us right in.
Brilliant, Einstein. Do we even look like newspaper reporters?
Okay. If you're so smart, you tell me how we get into the opera house.
Look, boys, Roberto's in real trouble. Cash.
Cachet!
Anyway, Roberto's in real trouble. Cachet has hired some hack to rewrite the opera so that it fails. That way he's going to get to keep all of Rigatoni's money, Mrs. Smythe's money, and he's going to get to run off with Nellie. We can't stick her around here all night. He's got to stick her around here.
Hey, boss, look, the Stinkies have got him 3 tickets into the opera.
I must have taken a wrong turn over St. Louis.
I'm going to tell you, boss, that Stinky is a one-take charge kind of guy.
Plainer than the nose on the front of your face. Setting. Backstage at the Opera House.
Nellie, I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings.
No, Roberto, it's my fault for pressuring you on your big night.
Nellie, tell me the truth. Have you ever heard me sing?
Well, no, not actually, but I'm sure you'll do just fine.
No, I mean it, Nellie. The truth is, I can't sing worth a lick.
Roberto, they're paying you much more than a lick.
Nellie, I'm serious. I can't sing.
Oh, you're such a kidder.
And what do you two kids are?
Nothing at all. Roberto's just going to sing for me.
Oh, no, he can't do that. He needs to preserve the sanctity of his voice. Now, I have some business to attend to. Remember, no singing.
Kid, you got to get out of here.
Why, you don't like your cut?
No, Cachet's trying to bamboozle Rigatoni and you and Mrs. Smythe.
Listen to Cletus, Roberto. He's all right. That Cachet, he no care about you. All he care about is the money.
I don't believe you.
Hello, operator, yes, Switzerland? Hello, yes, Bank of Switzerland? Yes, my name is Everett J. Cachet, C-A-C-H-E. No, it's pronounced Cachet, yes. And I wanted to see an account had been set up for me. Yes, upon my arrival, yes, I'll be depositing an amount of, let's see, tonight's gate is about $150,000. I have a cashier's check for Mrs. Smythe for $500,000. That's a total of $650,000 upon my arrival. What's that? Oh, yes, my steamer line is the USS Atlantique, leaving New York City 11:45. Well, yes, I know it's almost that time now, but I'll be sure to be there before the final curtain. What? Oh, that's just an American expression, yes. Thank you, Albert. You! Hey! Everyone will think I'm in my private seats enjoying the show. And by the time they find you, I will be on the high sea with all the money, Nellie, and a belly full of hearty laughs. And you and your friends will be on the way to the poorhouse. The Macaroni Kid declared a fraud, the laughing stock of society, from here to Timbuktu.
After what you've done to me, unless you've got hard evidence, Nellie and I are going to trust you.
Macaroni Kid! Macaroni Kid!
Roberto!
Please report to wardrobe. You're on in 5 minutes.
Cletus, how did you get back here?
Well, I don't know. I think it had something to do with the right turn we took over St. Louis. The left turn, I don't know. these stage directions have me all confused.
Well, the fact remains that you're here, and I trust you're not going to try to sabotage anything, are you?
Believe me, if I was, you'd still be right where you are.
Okay, CT. No hard feelings, all right? Just relax, enjoy the show. After all, you're going to watch your former client make his most famous debut.
Folks, if you've ever wondered why the word debut is spelled D-butt, you're about to find out.
Mr. Rigatoni, Giovanni, I was wondering, don't you think it a strange coincidence that you haven't seen your mother in all these years, and I've written my opera about a family I haven't seen in all these years?
Well, no, not really, Mrs. White.
Oh, I'm just going to blurt it out. Giovanni, I believe that you're...
Oh, did I miss anything? Oh, no? Well, then, okay. Well, I'm expected in my private seats. Thank you.
Mr.
Wait a minute. How did you folks all get here so soon?
Well, we've been in the city for quite a while now.
Yep, we just took the next train after the one the Macaroni Kid took.
Sure, it left only 5 minutes later. After all, this is the 1920s, heyday of rail passenger traffic.
Heyday of rail passenger traffic, eh? A fact that some of us don't seem to be very aware of.
Mr. Cachet, how nice to see you here. Why don't you remain backstage with us so we can congratulate the Macaroni Kid after the first act?
Well, maybe just for the first act, and then I really am expected in my balcony seat.
Say, Padre, who's your friend here?
Pardon me. This is my good friend, Red Point. He's a cardinal groom.
I thought all you fellows were from St. Louis.
No, my son. St. Louis is to the north. Pittsburgh.
And Brady Cardinal, which way is Rome?
Rome to the east.
Just goes to show you, folks. Never argue directions with a cardinal point. Now, if you folks will follow me, we'll give you all a grand tour of the theater. Up this way. Be careful, watch your steps. Gardens are here.
Oh, Mr. Rigatoni, I'm very concerned about the reception my opera's receiving from the audience. I don't have a great deal of confidence in this rewriter. Who is he anyway? I mean, they're all laughing. Opera isn't supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be dramatic.
I know. Mrs. Smythe, please, have an open mind. As best I can see, no one has left the theater.
Oh, but this rewrite is making a mockery of my opera. It's almost asking the people to despise.
No, Mrs. Smythe, you're exaggerating.
Macaroni Kid, 5 minutes.
Oh, that's the kid's cue. Let's just go listen to him sing. Now relax, please.
Macaroni Kid's big debut. Setting, the opera stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Macaroni Kid.
What? Such a bore. The show is subpar. Real snore. Tomorrow's reviews will stink. It's not forever. Go and get a drink. I foresaw it. With its plot so tender, my mind felt captured in a kitchen blender. I spent a lifetime drink lots of red wine, but never fear, the end is near. At last, it's not forever, but such a bore. This show is subpar, a real snore. Tomorrow's reviews will stink. It's not forever. I need a drink. Remain in your seat. I can assure you it will smell like wet feet. The script, it reeks so that I say ignite it. Oh, how I yearn to see it burn in flames. Forever! Such a bore! The show is subpar. Real snores. Tomorrow's reviews will stink. It's not forever. Let's get a drink.
Oh, Mrs. Spice, you're right. The audience was laughing. They were laughing all night long. What are we going to do? The play is a failure. My career is ruined. Where's that author? If I can find that author, maybe we can salvage this thing before it ends. You stay here. I'll find it. Find it.
Roberto, listen to your friends. I think they're onto something.
Roberto, look, kid, you've got one chance. You've been set up to take the fall. You can leave now and nobody will be any the wiser.
I just don't know, Cletus.
He's all right. It's your reputation that's at stake. You've got to leave now.
Listen to them, boy. These people, why, they care nothing for you. All they're going to do is throw popcorn at you.
Please, kid, if not for yourself, then for your friends that you call your community a home. Why, if you're a laughingstock, then we're all a laughingstock.
We're your true friends, Roberto. We always have been and always will be. It's the cowboy code. What we're trying to say is you gotta skedaddle out of this place.
I know, Johnny. You're right. You have always been my friends, and I appreciate your concern for my well-being, but all due respect, Pedro, it ain't about my reputation. It never has been. Heck, I know I can't sing worth spit. All I ever wanted to do was find my mama. The way I see it, if I sing real bad and folks make big things, then more papers will write more stories, and there's a better chance my mama might read one of them stories. So, if you'll excuse me, I got to go get ready for the final number.
Look, Roberto, kid, you know deep down inside how your mama used to sing to you. Well, you've got to do your best to sing to that audience just the same way your mother used to sing to you.
Thank you, Mr. Firewood.
Well, folks, we're about to see our knuckleheaded hero here be exposed to the wrong society and most of the known universe. We've got to figure out some way to keep him away from what's going to be an angry mob.
Well, if this is anything like the opera I wrote, the mother will sing the first verse solo to her son. Then the village will join in on the second verse. And then her boy, the Macaroni Kid, will enter for the grand finale third verse. I don't know if I can bear to watch.
Well, if you need a shoulder to cry on, my dear, I have two to spare.
Captain Firewood. Oh, shh. The mother's about ready to start singing.
Uh-oh. Well, folks, this is your last chance. Last chance to get those novelty programs, autograph souvenir photo mugs, fancy your snacky cookbooks, and all that other paraphernalia
Macaroni Kid solves life's greatest mystery. Setting the opera stage.
Oh, good heavens!
Nellie.
Oh, Roberto, where did you learn to sing Santa Lucia like that?
Dear Mama, it took me a while to figure it out, but that was a song my mama used to sing to me when I was a baby.
What? I used to sing that song to my son all the time when he was a baby, before he was kidnapped by pirates.
What? I was kidnapped by pirates when I was a baby. Mama! That's going to be my wife.
Of course. Congratulations. Roberto, how did you end up in America?
Pardon me for interrupting, but I can answer that. You see, after the Yankee rescued the young lad, he brought him to the orphanage, and I raised it as best I could.
He erased me too!
Yes, and you're all very fine boys, but tell me, Padre, just who was this Yankee?
Bravo, bravo! My commendations to Mr. Rigatoni, who took my unfortunately free advice and has just out-volleyed Ziegfeld. Where is the genius, anyway?
Here I am, and here he is, the culprit, the man who ruined Mrs. Smythe's opera and my career.
No, no, Rigatoni, didn't you hear a word I just said?
No.
This show has tapped into the public's entertainment pulse. It's a certified hit. Absolutely, but maybe he's the genius. What do you say his name is?
His name is Martin Wheeler Smith Bergowitz. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go check out the receipts in the box office.
Smith Bergowitz sounds like an entire law firm. I bet you in a Catskill.
No, he's the Yankee who rescued Roberto.
No, he's my long-lost husband.
It's my father.
Yankee, why did you leave Roberto like you did?
Charles, why did you ruin my opera?
Dad, can I borrow the keys to the car?
Baby, first things first. Honey, I'm sorry. I just couldn't stand your opera. It reminded me of you and little Roberto so much, I couldn't bear it. I had to rewrite it. I thought I'd lost you two forever. Anything Italian reminded me of our ill-fated vacation in Naples, where I lost everything. I didn't know it was you who wrote it. I thought it was some hack who stole our story. Margaret, I'm sorry. Padre, you know I tried to raise Roberto on my own. Hey, but life is tough for a traveling performer like myself. I know you could do a better job of raising Roberto than I could. That turned out to be right. Son! Roberto, I'm happy to see you. By the way, please to fix up.
Charles! Really?
What? A man can like, can't he?
And what's with the accent in the name? Where did Smith Bergowitz come from?
Oh, a funny thing about that deal, but they have this place I rather enjoyed, and, well, they don't call it the Catskills Bush Belt for nothing.
Well, folks, isn't this a neat little package here?
Oh, you say someone stole the entire kid?
Oh, he stole all the money out of the box office. Everything is missing. My opera is ruined.
Cachet, we've got to stop him. Wait, you say that he left on the 1145 USS Atlantique for Switzerland? How did I get all of that out of what you just did? Cachet, we've got to stop him. Wait, you switched suitcases with him? So now Cachet is at sea with a suitcase full of worthless paper? Well, at least Mr. Cash, who never had much cash, now doesn't have any cash either. But at least all you folks are happy. Mr. Rigatoni here gets to keep his opera house. Mrs. Smythe has been reunited with her husband and her baby boy. Looks like she'll get a daughter-in-law out of the deal as well. And our hero has been reacquainted with his parents and his true love. As for me, what did I get? The satisfaction of a job well done and the inestimable companionship of the Botsy twins. Things could have been worse.
Well, wait a minute. I forgot. This telegram paid for the three of you.
Un momento! I'm in the